welcome to my pick a card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm here with a pick a card reading for you. I want to welcome my returning subscribers. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your comments. I would like to remind people who have left comments below for a chance to win a free tarot reading to please check your notifications because I'm waiting to hear back from my most recent winner. And I would like to welcome my new subscribers or anyone new to the channel today and say that I do offer a chance to win a free reading for my subscribers as a thank you for your presence. And all you have to do is drop your comments below for your chance to win any of my readings this month, and be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can notify you and we can get the ball rolling. But as I said, I'm waiting to hear back from my most recent winner. So if you've checked your old notifications and I've reached out to you, please reach back out to me so that I can get you your reading. I would love to read for you. Otherwise, I will be moving forward and choosing a new name. But for today's pick a card topic, we're actually looking at a no contact situation. What are their current thoughts of you? So no contact, but the full truth today. How do they currently feel? And we're going to see if maybe there's going to be any sort of change that we can predict moving into the future. But for the pick a card topics today, we do have the Two of Cups for pile 1. Pile number 2 is the Page of Swords, and pile number 3 is the Six of Swords. So whichever pile or image is calling out to you, there could be messages waiting from your spirit team today. My timestamps are always listed below, but pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3, in this no contact, their current thoughts of you, no contact but full truth, I'm going to jump into pile number 1. So pile number 1, we have the Two of Cups to begin your reading. And the Two of Cups is a card of connection and relationships. So maybe you had a full-fledged relationship with this person. Maybe you've both moved into relationships. Maybe it should have evolved into a relationship. But there's definitely a sense of mutual attraction and the knowledge that there would have been mutual empowerment through the connection itself. Again, if this is somebody who was an ex, for instance, they're really reminiscing about maybe the best time in their life and comparing that energy to now or any situation that they may find themselves in. But their current thoughts of you in no contact with the full truth. What is the truth of their current thoughts, please? We do have the Nine of Pentacles. They're showing me like the GOAT, like the greatest of all time. They're really kind of highlighting and putting you up on this pedestal because even if there's been a long-standing no contact situation here, they still think really, really highly of you. And it's almost like hard for this person to look at themselves in the mirror sometimes because there's this acknowledgement of like the search for second best, or it's like I sacrificed something that could have been really amazing. And I'm hearing that song, yeah, Time of My Life, like from Dirty Dancing, the song, I've had the time of my life. Here's the Chariot. Here's the Fool. The Three of Pentacles. And I just heard the follies of youth. So they're highlighting like somebody who felt like they were too ill-equipped to deal with an opportunity when it presented itself. And they took like a risk. They're also highlighting like risks that they feel in this moment, because they're being complacent, and I feel like they're being pulled in emotional different directions now. There could be, and I can't deny here, the Three of Pentacles and the Chariot, they're showing me all these top hats, which show sort of a position that we're in, and them being complacent because of the position that they're in. So appearances are deceiving. Even if there's been absolutely no contact here, they say that they're being complacent because it's too much of a risk to come forward, but they still think so highly of you. It just feels like they're not allowed to share it. Like when they look at, and they keep talking about the mirror, and they're really highlighting how this person's looking in the mirror, but you can just see the back of her head, not her face. So they're having this difficult time really sitting in the bed that they've made, I feel like, in this connection. Yeah, here's the World reverse because it was unfinished. Now we have the Eiffel Tower coming in the reverse, so they're trying to avoid some sort of upheaval as well with this Eiffel Tower reverse. They don't want to create havoc. They don't want to create drama for you or for themselves. So it's almost like they're trying to resist this urge to charge forward with clarity or some type of closure. But there's also in the next breath, it's like they're trying to defend this connection in some way. They're trying to still keep it safe in some context. They don't want that hope to be taken from them. They just don't, they're like, it's too hard, there's too many obstacles, but there's the door. You know, it's like the Seven of Wands can look like a huge obstacle, but when we start to tackle it, we go around that tree and around those stumps, then we're going to make it to some sort of conclusion if we chose to. But they're also highlighting now friendship. So even if this, again, was supposed to evolve into a relationship, I feel like this person is really kicking themselves. And I don't think that they could have come to this full realization of truth, because that's the whole point of this reading today is, you know, what are their current thoughts of you with no contact, but the full truth. I feel like they couldn't come to this conclusion until they had the separation. And they're kind of like, this is the Impressionist Tarot, so they're showing me Van Gogh, but they're highlighting like the tortured artist. So somebody kind of tortures themselves with the details, with the what ifs, with the missed opportunities, because they're kind of stuck in between from the past and the future. It's hard for them to sit present with where they are. And maybe where they are doesn't necessarily have negative energies around them, but it just feels repetitive. It feels maybe dull for them. We have the Chariot, lots of Cancer energy coming through. And I even feel like in the past they were trying, I just heard they were trying to handle the situation or the attraction with grace, and maybe they thought that they had a little bit more time. And they act like everything's okay. Like they're just highlighting how there's like this idea of like acting like everything is okay. They're saying that the divine feminine in the past, perhaps, they wondered if you were indifferent to them. Because they feel like there's like this make or break moment in their life. And you are representing this moment in their life. And it's still present with them today. Like even though there's been separation, even though I feel like there's a lot of practical complications, you are representing this moment, this opportunity that maybe one leap of faith could have changed everything. And because I didn't, the world is reversed. What could have been isn't. And it's because I didn't take that chance. We had this opportunity and my free will stopped me. And it's like they left things unsaid. They left things unclear. Yeah. But I don't think that, again, I feel like they didn't have that clarity afforded to them anyway. I feel like they had a hard time because they were emotionally ill-equipped, because maybe they didn't have that experience. And now things have changed for them, but the complications have shifted. So it's like now maybe I wouldn't have that qualm. Maybe I would be able to be clear about how I feel and take that leap of faith. But now I don't have the freedom of direction because of this Three of Pentacles and building upon a new foundation. Now, of course, this can be reversed. It can be the divine feminine, of course, that is moving forward and building a foundation in career and life, of course. And perhaps it's even for some, both of you doing that. So they still don't want to, it's like they don't want to give up this hope that somewhere, someday down the road, there could be a conversation, or there could be clarity, or there could be a space for this opportunity, for a romantic notion, for a romantic opportunity here. But they do feel like they have to wait for now. They do feel like they have to kind of contend with delays at this moment. Because maybe they're waiting for a tower to fall all on its own. Maybe they're waiting to see how you have interpreted this message and how you will act as in relation to it. But this Knight of Cups like definitely still has romantic notions, and like you make them feel like this version. It's like the version of me that I could have become. Maybe I would be a completely different version of myself in this moment, because there's still a desire to come forward. Both of these knights want to come forward here, but they feel like they have to hesitate because they don't know what the consequences will be. So it's like they're defending themselves. They're hesitating upon getting that closure, getting that clarity. And in this case, it doesn't really feel like complete closure, truly. It feels like this person, it's like they still have this idea of like risking it all. The end of a tough cycle approaches, the full moon in Capricorn. And it does feel like they're waiting for a cycle to end. They're also, again, this could be a very long 10-year cycle for them, where they have been in a state of longing for someone watching. And the full moon is about bringing what to the surface of what we need to get off our chest. So they feel like they need they feel like they need closure or a conversation. Back of deck already says expect powerful change. It says the new moon eclipse. And it was in this moment of eclipse or this moment of no contact where I feel like powerful changes happened for them. Even potentially for you, but because we're dealing with their true feelings at this time. We have here, show the world the real you. And we have here, don't let your past hold you back, but it's coming reversed because they are. Maybe not intentionally, but it's like they haven't been able to break that cord because they never had the chance to reveal to you the hope that they had in the future of this connection, or maybe even reveal to you that the aspect of wanting to be in this relationship and start that phase overall. It's like they were too defensive. Let's get some message cards here. What are they currently thinking and feeling, please, towards pile number 1? I bury myself in work to forget about you. I wonder if you're happy without me. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. They also kind of go over a detail of a day. Could be the last day that they were with you, the last conversation, the last time they saw you. I wish I could take back my words. I almost feel like they wish that they could have spoken their words. Their life looks like it's together, but I just saw a card that says it's not as together as I make it out to be, or as it seems. I'm trying to become a better person. And they've shifted, they've evolved. I feel like they're even better looking than when you were last with them. I feel like they've really grown into their looks or grown into themselves. I wish that I could share all of my good news with you. And ultimately, there is this aspect of like, I miss my friend. Here at the 3 of Cups, it's like, you were different. I miss my friend. I shouldn't have treated you like the rest. I should have acted on this situation. It says here, I would do anything for you. ... I always think of the Meatloaf song, but I won't do that. And that's like the Knight of Cups. It's like, I'd do anything for you. And I feel like this person would have. They would have given you the shirt off their back. But then we have here, I'm addicted. We have, yeah, nah. It's like, I can't do what I want to do. Or I second-guessed myself. You hurt me, but that's okay, I guess. Because they also feel like you didn't act towards them. It's like they were looking at the future. They were hoping for a future with you at that time. I never imagined so much perfection. 9 of Pentacles. It's like way out of my league. We also have the Ace of Wands. It says here, I'm terrified. They're waiting for you. It's like they're afraid to step forward. So that could be why they don't feel like they're capable of creating change in the future of this connection. But let's ask Spirit if they do see a change in the no contact here. Will there be a shift, and what is the future of this connection for pile 1, please? The Queen of Pentacles. We have the Chariot. So the Divine Feminine here could be in the same boat. We're still feeling emotionally pulled in different directions. We have a risk on the cans of soup as well, and gain. So it's like, is the risk worth the reward? That is, I feel like what's laying in the balance here. We have the 7 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles. So there is challenges in being able to create shifts and changes in this connection, even clarity, because there's concerns for like what the home will have to suffer, or practical obstacles of vulnerability. So they are going to resist. Spirit says that you may be also resisting to create change here too. And in this case, they are saying that nothing changes if nothing changes overall. So there may be a continuation of what we've been experiencing in the no contact to continue into the near future. We do have kindness. Take respite by a pond and be kind to yourself and other people. And growth. The tallest oak tree once started as a seedling. Don't be afraid to start something new. They can't deny that the energy between the two of you is still very, very like balanced or similar. It's very mirrored. So ultimately, in order for change to happen, somebody has to sort of fall on the sword of truth and take action towards clarity. This person doesn't feel capable of it in the moment. They could be relying on you to, it says, be kind to yourself and other people. They're also asking for kindness and forgiveness during your own reflection phases. This person's being really hard on themselves. You may also find yourself being hard on yourself too. And Spirit says you made the best decisions that you could, the best choices that you could with the information that you had at the time. So there's no need to beat yourself up. The lessons that you've learned, the path that you've walked are necessary perhaps for you. So we have the Ten of Cups reverse and the Page of Wands in the reversal too. They're talking about school days now coming through. They're highlighting school days, so you may have gone to school with this person. They're talking about a lack of maturity that caused them not to speak up. And I feel like there's a lot of no experience too added to that as well. But that just created a perfect storm for what's going on now with all of this Cancer energy, all of this Chariot energy of being emotionally pulled from the past and into the future. I feel like that's almost the context of the connection in the past as well. It's like, I don't know where we're going. In the bowl today, we have here, there's almost like a birthday message or something that I'm feeling for someone. We have here bananas, I think of financial gain. So somebody who's worried about the practical realm or financial realm. We have F, Y, and J. We have here learn from yesterday. It says here live for today and hope for tomorrow. So adjustments and changes are possible. We just have to make the adjustments in real time in the present moment. We do have somebody who's in a commitment cycle, divine feminine energy in a commitment cycle next to the bicycle. That's like a child chariot for me. So somebody who grew up with you, or perhaps you have children and that's a factor in decision making. We have Aries energy coming through. And we also have here a commandment from the Bible that says, thou shalt not kill. It's like, please don't kill the hope that I still have. We do have a restless energy, the desire to speak up or to reach out to you, especially around a birthday. So somebody could have a birthday coming up or have recently had a birthday. There would have been a lot of temptation to reach out at that time. Pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, please drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell and check your notifications if you have left comments in the past as well. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and I do update that shop daily. But I hope you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage. I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the Page of Swords, and this is your reading. This is a no contact reading, but how do they truly feel? The truth of how they truly feel. This Page of Swords is a watcher. There's also an aspect of a student vibe as well, coming forward to gather information. So there could be school energy surrounding the beginnings of your connection. I do feel like this person has kind of tapped in secretly to your social media. They're showing me the Hermit. They're showing me Virgo energy. So they're talking here about somebody who has maybe retreated because of what they've seen, or they're doing it in a sneaky way. It's like they're not making themselves known, but they could be watching you right this moment. You may also be watching this person, truthfully. So let's take a look here and see. What is their current thoughts, please, of pile 2 and no contact, the full truth. We have the Page of Coins. We have Justice. I feel like this person almost has intentions of communication again, truthfully. And because they're seeking clarity and they're seeking some type of truth. It's like they want to know the truth. In this case, it feels like they want to know straight from you what's going on for you, what you feel, and that might kind of affect their actions or their opinion of the situation, or what they feel like is possible or probable in this situation. I feel like this person has consistently watched you, and I feel like what they've seen has burst a bubble of hope for them a little bit, because there's a energy coming through with the divine feminine here with the Queen of Coins and how she's holding this beautiful diamond. Your life may have evolved to higher levels of commitment. You may be, the Queen of Pentacles can be, someone who is working and has a home and has a family and has a partner, and she has it all. So I feel like they've observed you, and they can see through your social media perhaps what you've built for yourself, and that's birthed some type of bubble for them. Here's the Empress. And it almost feels like it's painful to watch because you are doing so well. Like you're thriving and you look beautiful. And I feel like even in the no contact or in the space between, it's like you've evolved. Like you're looking better than ever. You look more confident than ever. You look happy, perhaps, in what they're viewing. And maybe, you know, social media can be very deceiving. Maybe that's not even the truth, but it's like what they're perceiving is showing you in this abundant state. We can't get much more abundant than these beautiful energies of the Queen of Coins, the Empress, even the Justice, of like everything seems balanced for you. Everything seems like it turned out in your favor, at least in their perception. And it's not that they were hoping for your failure, but they're kind of hoping that like maybe that you struggled right along with them or are struggling right along with them, but what they're observing doesn't show that. Here's the Ace of Coins. Because now they're highlighting how any plans that they had towards communication is being affected by their perception. Their ego's getting involved. We have the Peacock coming through. It's affecting the empowerment that they had when it comes to approaching you for communication. Here's the Nine of Swords and Nine of Coins, because they're really overthinking everything. I feel like they were feeling more confident about progression and contact before, and now they're just overthinking everything. And there's kind of a bit of a, I will say, almost like an obsessive energy that comes through. Because even here with the Death energy, it's in a state of limbo underneath the Ace of Coins. And it's like this, there's red tape. There's red tape. It has to do with empowerment. It has to do with practical issues. And that's what they're thinking about. And their current thoughts are like current and rapid and repetitive. It's a habit that they've formed. Here's the Nine of Coins. It's a part of their, like, the new balance that they've formed for themselves. I feel like they almost had this expectation that you'd be single, or that, like, there's just this expectation that they had, and then when they peeked in on you in some way, it kind of brought them to a grounding. It brought them back to a reality. It's like, of course, the Divine Feminine will have a beautiful life, or of course you will have built something for yourself, because the truth is that's a reflection of you. You don't need any of that. You can stand alone on your own, but that's a reflection of what you're capable of building. So they're biding their time now. It's like if they were ready for communication, now they've taken a bit of a back seat to watch and wait to see what's going to happen. We have the Eight of Swords. But maybe they're not perceiving it completely accurately. I think that they're in this mental prison right this moment. I feel like there is a sense of injustice that comes in too for them, even though it's true justice here in the upright, because they know that they know that they've put themselves here. So these are limiting thoughts. Like these thoughts that they're having are, again, very repetitive and affect their confidence, because they feel like they have to be careful with how they approach you. Because this person, it's almost like I'm seeing somebody being given away to marriage, like someone who hands somebody over. And there's this reference of like, I wanted to be there. I want to be in a relationship. There's an emphasis of relationships in the present moment, especially for the Divine Feminine. And you can see how the Divine Masculine is reaching out to her with the poppies all around his head, the symbol of remembrance, symbol of passing the torch. Three of Pentacles. Tower. Here is the Temperance, and here is the Chariot. So I am going to take a look to see if they are going to feel confident or capable of creating any type of change in the future. But the Tower is here as a support. So that means that they're worried about, I just heard heads will roll. So it's like they're worried here about causing upheaval. They don't want to create drama for you. They don't want to create upheaval for you, but they are recognizing that that might have to be a part of the process in order to get what they want. And I can't deny that there's almost a bit of a selfishness that does come in here, because it's like sometimes the heart just wants what it wants. Their current thoughts of you with no contact, but the full truth for pile 2, please. We have here climbing towards success and a wedge. Someone is trying to come between you and something that you want, and it's your success. It's affairs with the family. It's abundance that you may be sitting in this moment. And as I said in pile 1, this could be reversed, of course. I'm reading for the collective, so please take it as it resonates and leave behind what does not. But there's this third party energy, this wedge that gets in between what they want and the success of what they want. Because the truth is, what their ego wants is another chance, is another opportunity. But there's all this red tape, this reality that stings with bones to pick surrounding it. We have depression and anxiety and worrying that something is against you. I do feel that with the Nine of Swords. Again, the observations that they've made, you can see the bubbles floating. The bubbles have burst in these observations. Back of the deck says new broom, or sorry, broom, new home, new attitude. And they wonder if you've kind of released, if you've given up, if you no longer have any attraction or desire here. We have Bobcat, the Bobcat and the Blackhorn, patience. So they are exercising patience, and this could be a part with the Temperance of what their plans are for the future. Now, the truth is that whatever they're observing, the Bobcat is also a symbol of looking beyond the immediate appearances of things, because maybe what they're observing and the decisions that they're making about those observations are not a true reflection of what you're going through or how you feel. Back of deck says the Hawk and the Thistle. It says here grateful or graceful and persistence. And they're highlighting the thistle too, and how like it's a very medicinal herb and it stings when you handle it. So it's like they're reaching out to find some sort of confirmation, but what they found is actually a sting. Let's get some message cards to see what sort of thoughts that they have been having, please, about pile number 2. You deserve someone better than me. Knight of Pentacles back of deck says, I just want everything to be perfect. So it's like I'm taking my time. It says here, I'm going after what I want, but it wants to fly out like that, so we'll leave it in a state of limbo. There is a lot of momentum here. I'm very curious to see what this person's plans are for the future and whether they will be able to execute it. I am a smug son of a bee. Now this is like the Nine of Cups. This was the wishful thinking that brought them to observe you in the first place. I do feel like there was like this assumption that they were making. It was a little bit of an arrogant assumption that you would be single or that you'd be sitting there ready and waiting for them. But it feels like they're surprised that you were able to move forward. Maybe they feel like you moved forward quickly. I've been hurt so many times before, and they do feel like they're being hurt in this situation because they're watching something that stings. It says, but I am weighing out my options. They just may not know exactly how or when they're going to be able to accomplish that because, again, waiting for the right time. So the intention is there, the observations are there, and they could just be waiting, taking those small steps to see what can be accomplished in the future. This is all I have to give, and we have if pigs could fly. So wishful thinking, they almost know that it's kind of greedy to go in and disrupt what they feel like in their observations is a really solid situation for you. They almost know that it feels a little bit greedy. Let's get some message cards. These are my original message cards from way back when I started the channel. I found them recently stuffed in the back of a desk. So we're going to use these. They're kind of all over the place, but let's take a look and see. I crave you coming through. Oh my goodness, whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. So very strong energy here. It really speaks to craving. I did not believe in magic until I saw you. Yes, and any obsession is dangerous, but you are mine. We have this Nine of Swords sitting as the back of deck, the overarching energy of what they think about. It's you, and it's overthinking. Could lead to sadness. I need closure coming out as well. Let's get a couple more. I think you were meant for me. And we have you drive me insane. We have there is someone else. It may not be for them. It may be for you. And I am tired of waiting. Let's get one more, please, Spirit. Oh, we have two more. It says here, don't look back. Your bright future is ahead of you. It says, but I wonder what you're doing right now. And they wonder if you're not looking backwards. It says here, I've been watching I am coming forward. So let's take a look if that is true. Let's ask Spirit about their future intentions. Will they make a change in the no contact situation? What can Pile 2 expect? Knight of Pentacles. He's riding on a broomstick and he's hovering over top of this tomb. There's a reference to endings, again, the death cycle, the tower moment, things changing, and clearance for growth, perhaps before they decide to come forward. They are keen on it, though. And I do hear that song. It says, you haunt me. It's like I keep hearing that song, you haunt me. I see you in my dreams. We have the 8 of Swords right now. And then we have Justice and the 5 of Swords coming out sort of in a state of limbo. Back of the deck is the 8 of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords. I have to be honest, there's like in the present moment, because tarot really focuses on the present energy, this person's feeling really stuck and they're feeling really disappointed. I do feel like they're going to rally again, because this could be very temporary disappointment. But I do feel like they have to recalibrate a plan, because whatever they've seen is like really, really hurting them, or it's like a salt in their wounds. But they're talking here about putting a pin in something for later, and their jealousy or their desire for you might be actually the moving factor or the momentum here. We have Justice with the 5 of Swords. So right now they just feel like there's no easy path and there's no winner in the present moment. There's just no easy, clear, smooth path that everyone will lose if they take action right now. So they are trying to be patient. Spirit says, though, that there's like constant inspiration from you because of the overthinking. So again, I feel like their momentum or their confidence might shift or rally again. So they do have intentions. They just don't know when it's going to be possible at this moment, because they're feeling a little bit helpless. That's in the bowl. 9 of Cups. Again, 9 of Cups, center of your reading as well, with their thoughts. And here's the Hermit. So it's almost like they had this wishful thinking, and then reality has brought them down back to the ground with the Hermit. It's like grounding them at their energy. And now the Hermit just has to see things as it is, so that they can make plans based on that observation. But they do still have a focus on communication. And it doesn't necessarily feel like closure in that communication either. We have thirst for the divine feminine. And we do have here thinking really highly. They think that the bloom has fallen off the rose for you. They're also highlighting little girls. We have JP or PJ and forget me not. We also have a commandment from the Bible that says, honor thy father and thy mother. So there could be references to family, mutual family, kind of like ties in some way, like friends of the family, or could even be speaking to relationships and children at this time. We have music. And they're showing a dance for someone, maybe like a high school dance or like a dance. All right, Pile 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comments below for your chance to win a reading with you or with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell if you do so. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading as well, and I do update that shop daily. But I hope you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage. I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the 6 of Swords, and this is your reading. How does this person truly think and feel about you in no contact, the full truth of their thoughts? Now, the 6 of Swords is about coming to a place of clarity. You can see somebody who's mourning in the back of the boat. You see somebody who's pointing out a direction. There's a reference to things left unsaid and how this person really feels like they have to get something off of their chest in order to even feel peace, even to let go. They may have sort of surrendered themselves to the possibility of nothing available to them in the future, but they just feel like there's so much that wasn't clear, so much that was left unsaid between the two of you. So let's take a look and see. For pile number 3, please. Their current thoughts of you in no contact. What is the full truth of these thoughts? We have the Queen of Swords. We have Justice. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups. Back of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Five of Wands. So we're going to clarify this as we go forward here. Shall use the traditional Rider-Waite as my clarifying deck. We have the Tower. Now, they're really emphasizing divine feminine energy in the form of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, but they're also just really highlighting communication, taking on a leadership role. Now, if you resonate with the divine feminine energy, you may not be able to clarify or give into what they're hoping for here because of this Tower energy too. Like there's this fear of loss that comes in with the Queen of Swords. So there's a feeling of like almost compartmentalizing our truth and our feelings. We have the head, the brain on one side, the heart on the other side. And there's like this war about who gets the upper hand or who gets to speak their truth the most. And having to compartmentalize it now. Here's the Eight of Pentacles. The Two of Swords. The Queen of Wands. And there is an emphasis on divine feminine energy, so that can resonate with you as well. And they're highlighting Yarrow here on the Love Potion with the Two of Cups. And Yarrow is a wild carrot that's purpose is to, they take it and they dry it and they grind it into a powder and then they pack it into wounds that are bleeding to stop the wounds from bleeding. But it's also a coaxing energy where it's like I'm putting this carrot on the end of a pole and I'm asking you to come forward. So like there's this feeling about waiting for something, but energetically sending out this signal of like, I want you to talk to me. It's like this person feels like that there's a lot to heal and a lot to say, a lot to express. And it's like sending out this energetic call of like, I need to heal here. I need to stop this from happening. I need to stop the bleeding. But it's like they haven't completely come out and asked for that yet, or that help or that support. Here's the Hierophant and the Queen of Pentacles. And there is a common energy here about the inability to come forward at this time, maybe because of commitment cycles. I feel like there's a collective energy surrounding that as well, because I think there's obstacles to getting the closure or clarity that we want. And I also feel like this person is lying a little bit to me when they say that they've kind of given up on it, on clarity or closure, because we have the Knight of Cups in the future position, being supported by the Ten of Pentacles. So like the Ten of Pentacles is something we've built with another person. It could be a business, it can be a life, it can be a family, for instance. You'll notice that there's a couple of dogs, an old man, he's watching the scene. It's an abundant card. So this person is admitting, I've created abundance for myself. Maybe I know that you've created abundance for yourself. Maybe we can't commit to creating that clarity now because of this. But there's always been a quiet loyalty that they've had for you, that they've had to remain hidden. If you look really closely at the Ten of Pentacles, I see a third dog underneath his cloak with the tail, with his nose standing up, but it's hidden underneath the cloak. I don't know if you can even make that up on camera. And it's a quiet loyalty. It's like something they haven't been able to share with other people because maybe they're in a commitment or they know that you're in a commitment at this time. And I feel like this person does have integrity, so they don't want to come forward and create this. So it's like they're relying on you to feel that fear of loss. They're relying on you to hear their energetic call or feel their energetic call to help create the clarity for yourself. But you may be concerned about the Tower too. It's like, what happens when we lay it all out, when we have that epiphany? What does it do with what we've built? How do we then organize what we have built separately? We already have the Queen of Cups back of deck here. And they are highlighting family holding back with that Queen of Cups. So family, children holding us back. It's like logic holding us back. It's like the weight of the reality checks here and our mutual inability to commit to change at this moment in time. So it's almost like I'm feeling like I have to force myself to compartmentalize my true feelings, and I'm forcing myself to turn my back upon my true wave of emotion, even though it's a lot to carry, even though it keeps inspiring me in some way. And it's like there's a spark of jealousy that comes in. There's a competitive force. It's like they don't like to think of you in another relationship. They don't blame you, but they don't like to think about it. It makes them feel restless. Now here's the Four of Pentacles. They're kind of almost possessive over it, and they know they don't have a right to be. It's like, I know I don't have a right to be jealous over you. I know I don't have a right. You're not mine, but I've always thought of you as mine. You know, it's like that's when people would talk about the two of you, well, that's their person. And I feel like in a perfect world, there would be a relationship. And the truth is that because they're carrying such a heavy weight of what the unknown holds, there are infinite possibilities of what the future could hold for them. And they don't want to necessarily, even though they're trying to tell themselves, you know, I released the expectation. They say that they're actually trying to use that as like trying to beat vulnerability to the punch, just like Brene Brown talks about. Here's the Emperor. And it does feel like the Divine Masculine has built for themselves as well. And they're protecting that environment, but they also want to protect this version of themselves that they feel like when they're with you. This version from the past. There's something about the Emperor that arrives at his destination. He's protective, he's a builder, maybe he's a father figure. But then when it comes to you and the closure aspects and the infinite possibilities, they're the Knight of Cups. They're vulnerable. They're seen as like in this environment, they feel like they've solidified their position, but the Knight of Cups, has this infinite possibility. It like he wants to attach himself to that version of himself from the past. Knight of Cups again in the Fool. But they're talking about the risk now with the alligator and the TikTok. They keep showing me the TikTok from the Captain Hook, for instance, of like something chasing us. So they already feel like there's a huge risk in being able to create that clarity, and something anchors them. But I will say, even if they've built a new island, Spirit does say that there's a bit of loneliness there. There could be stability, but there's also loneliness. And so for the time being, they don't perhaps feel like they're able to have the clarity or closure. And the truth is, if they were just looking for closure, they could come forward anytime if there was no expectation for more. But because there actually is romantic notions, because there actually is vulnerability within the heart, you can see two separate hearts, two separate decks. It's like they're almost looking for mutual attraction or mutual truths to come out, because it's like that's what they want. They want to be vulnerable to find the compassion in return. So they're not being 100% honest that they do want the closure to come in at this time. They want clarity. They want things that were unsaid to be said. They don't want to lead from the logic. They want to lead from the heart this time. They think that you didn't speak what you wanted to say either. We have the bee and the pomegranate. It says productivity. And they do focus on work a lot and responsibilities a lot. As I just heard, for the good of the hive. We also have the eel and the iris, safety. And this eel kind of looks like a snake. It's going downwards. They're talking about the electricity that you both felt, and it was already present. Like, we didn't need to say it out loud. That electricity was there, but we never allowed it to evolve. We kept ourselves in a place of safety. And now they just feel like they were foolish for that aspect. And I just heard, I would do anything for you. I would do anything for you. We have also here the finch and the peach, romance, because that is still a desire in their heart. Back of the deck, though, is the snail. Trust in the invisible. So even if there is no contact between the two of you, and I feel like it's completely no contact, there are these energetic communications going out. Could be dreams, and maybe you pick up on them, but you second guess them. I feel like you guys will second guess yourselves and wonder if it's even true, or if you're just, it's wishful thinking. But Spirit does say that there is a sense of communication that's coming in. over time. This could also be something that's necessary for the future because there could be more delays that we might be anticipating as well. What are their true thoughts, please? We have here wealth coming forward. I just saw December being significant. We have heart, love, deep affection, and caring. And that's the truth. And I feel like there's going to be a situation here where they just always feel that way when it comes to you. Wedge, something is coming between you and a friend or something that you want. Could be the inability to commit. We have a bat, take care, enemies are working against you, and the enemies are connected to coins or connected to position, not necessarily money, but position. We also have here unsuccessful outcome to our problem. So we never got the bridge to cross. We never clarified. We never got to that place where perhaps we could launch something true. We also have time to act on the back of the deck. But there's an emphasis with the lion. When they show me the male lion, there's an emphasis for the divine feminine to be doing the work. Like the divine masculine, it protects in the lion family. But it's the divine feminine, it's all of the lionesses that go out and hunt, that take on the action to keep everything thriving. Let's get a couple of message cards here to see what sort of thoughts they are having. Please, in no contact, the truth of their thoughts for pile number 3. I am situating this situation, this karmic situation. The thought of explaining myself and apologizing scares me. I don't want to see the pain I've caused in your eyes. It is coming out here with, just wait on me, please don't give up on me. They're also highlighting, no one can change my love for you. So we'll pull that one too. They may even, I just saw I'm planning to surprise you. We do have the Knight of Cups in the future position, and we're going to take a look and see if there's going to be progress here. I've been thinking about making a proposition to you or proposing to you. They've thought about taking trips with you. I pray about us. It says, you will hear from me soon. It says here, I've been doing spell work on you. So that could be one of the reasons why maybe they're praying about the situation. Maybe they are conjuring up this energy a little bit as well. But let's get some message cards here. Their current thoughts. It says, your curves excite me, coming out here. It says here, I've been learning to live without you. I feel like it's hard. It's like to have to learn something like that. Oh, we have wipe your face and straighten your crown. Somebody who is telling themselves that they are looking for closure. It hurts my heart to hear your name. I still think of you probably more than I should or am allowed. I miss your touch. And I settled for second best. It says, I would find you in every single lifetime. Even though we never said it, we both knew. And it's like they want confirmation from that as well. It says here, I've been watching on coming forward and we were meant to be together. So let's take a look and see if this person's going to follow through with that. Are they going to take action? Will this no contact situation end? For pile number 3, please. We have the Empress. You'll notice they're really highlighting all the little mushrooms underneath the Empress and all the ghosts climbing around them. There's also 2 skulls on the side of this Empress card as well, highlighting reality, transition, and grief, perhaps for 2 people. We have the High Priestess. And we have the Queen of Swords. We also have Temperance showing itself in the Nine of Swords. So this person is really stopping themselves from coming forward. There is an emphasis on divine feminine, bringing the surface, or bringing to the surface the truth of their connection. So it's like they're waiting to see if you're going to be capable of movement. They could even be throwing it in your court and telling themselves that they don't want to create havoc for you with that Tower energy. So they're really hoping that you will come forward. Spirit does see quite a significant delay, because they're kind of stuck. They are situating a karmic situation. They do feel like they're stuck in a repetitive loop. And this repetition could be planting the seed for momentum in the future. So there may not be progress unless the divine feminine brings that progress forward. All right, pile 3, we're going to do a charm bowl for you. In the bowl, please, the person on their mind in no contact. Frustrating delays, like false starts or brutal delays because of the fear of rejection. It's like that's why everything got delayed. And so there's this frustration now. It's like I'm healing from that perspective of not taking action. And I'm still defending either my position or even this connection overall, but it's creating this halt. And together, all of these kind of look like a T for Temperance, where there's an emphasis on temperance as well, and timing that might be a factor. Not wanting to rattle anything that's in balance. We have A, F, and E. We do have the carrot. They highlighted yarrow in your spread, and now we have the carrot in the bowl, but now we also have the triangle. Could be speaking of lower chakras, but also about maybe challenges to overcome, third party, for instance. Sagittarius in the bowl, and we have the key. And we also have, she believed she could, so she did. So this reference of like, if I need to change or want to create change, I'm going to have to take on that action. We also have here I think of the Ten of Swords reversed with this fish bones, Pisces energy, and I do think of forgiveness moving forward. So their claim is that they want closure, clarity, forgiveness, and be able to move forward in peace. All right, pile 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Please drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and I do update that shop every day. But come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day.